Alright, morning everyone. It's the day after Christmas. I actually finally did some grinding. Threw a little primer on there. Did some spot welding underneath. Did some more welding. Basically tacked that whole thing in. Nice and solid. I can probably cut out the crossbars I have in there in the door today. So I think for the rest of the day I'm just going to finish spot welding the rocker panel in and maybe start on the passenger side. I'll bring you back as I get things done. Okay, we can consider this side done. It took me about an hour, I guess. Got the top side welded, grind that down. Got the bottom side plug welded. We'll grind those down. Nice and solid. Just need to replace part of the inner fender there. Then I can put my front rear quarter piece on and my rear quarter piece there. I'll do some priming and ahead of time. Still debating whether I want to take more of this rear fender off. It's pretty beat up. I'll have to see. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Oops. Alright, today's Saturday the 28th or 9th? Don't remember. Remember I said how the passenger side pan looked pretty good? Well, you see all those light spots coming through? All over the place. I'll have to weld those up. I'll end up burning a lot of it away and putting big globs on there, but anyway, I still think it's worth saving. I got a couple big ones back there. In the back right there, you can see the light coming through. Got a couple here up front. Anyway, it's fixable. But I have all the undercoating taken off. Next I'll grind it down, get the black paint off. But that's not going to happen today. Today I'm going to set up the passenger side heat channels and dog legs and tack those up and get those ready to be welded into to the body. Okay, here's the passenger side. You can see I'm just starting to set things up so I can tack weld the heat channel to the dog leg. Basically just have a bolt all the way in the back, and then I have a bolt up front attached to the pan. Have it loosely tightened just so I can make some adjustments. But now I'm just going to go ahead and lay the dog leg in there and see how things fit up. I want to run the bolts through just because of the primer they put on here. Makes things a little tight. Clean them out. Got to do the same on here. These are very tight just because of the black paint they put on. It gets all in the thread, so just run your bolts through it. See, now this one's tight. bend that back. Now that I have that in position, I'll go ahead and just grind the paint here and just put a few tacks on for now. Got a little adjustment space here, and I got some gaps here, similar to what I cut out originally. And that's close. Okay. Let me set the welder up and I'll be back. Alright, I got that all packed in. Again, before I put this piece in, I gotta add in the vent inlet here that goes up to your windshield. I have the old piece that's actually in better shape than the last one I did, so I can just clean it up. I gotta open this hole up about 1/8 inch all the way around. Finish tacking that in. But other than that, that's how I end up setting up the heat channels. As I get that put on and get a little farther, I'll turn the video back on. Alright, it's Monday morning. As you can see, I'm getting ready to build up the heat channel for the passenger side. Right now I just have things fit in, just testing the fit. I still need to mount the door and get the rocker panel fit, make sure I can get the gap right and all that, but right now this heat channel is fitting actually better than the other side did on the initial setup. So I'll bring it back. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the rocker panel in there just to see how that fits, and then I'll have to mount the door. I'll be back. Okay, here you can see I got the heat or the rocker panel in with the heat channel. Again, it's just vice gripped in, just test fitting everything. And it seems to fit in there, like I say, a little bit better than the driver's side. So now, like I say, I'll have to go grab the door, get the hinges on it, and mount that. And just set the gaps, do some light tacks, and weld it up. I'll be back when I get the door mounted. Alright, I have the door mounted. Have a pretty good gap. All the way, well, obviously not down below, but nice and smooth all the way across. You can see the rocker panel is sticking out, I would say about 3/16. I gotta move that in. I'll have to grind it a little bit to get that to slide in. And then back here, it's just a tad low, which I can adjust. But again, I got the gap pretty well set. And again, it actually put that magnet on there just to keep it nice and flush. It's in a little bit here and it's down a little bit. So I do have to bring that up after we adjust that. Sorry for the shaky cam. But my gap's a little tight here, and that's why I say I'll have to grind and bring that down a little bit. But back here I got a pretty good gap. I need to bring this back. Oops, sorry. I need to bring this piece here, the door sill, or the, I'm not sure what you call that, the door jamb, back of the door. That's a little tight, so I'll have to bring that back a little bit. That way, when I put the new piece of sheet metal in here, oops, I'm pointing at the ground again, sorry about that. You can see it's a little tight. I mean, it's not hitting, but I want to get a nice gap like I have here, because when I put the new piece of sheet metal on there, that's going to fill a lot of that gap, and I don't want it to be too tight. So I'm going to have to hammer this back a little bit, kind of tweak it back, which is fine. That won't be a big deal. Okay. But that's the door. Alright, now I can go in and do some fine adjustments on the rocker panel and lightly tack that in, just so I can maintain about a 1/8 inch 3/16 gap there. And again, you can see the front's tight. But the piece right here, once I take the rocker panel off, I'll be able to grind that in a little bit and also drop it down. And we should be good. Alright. I'll bring you back once I make those fine adjustments, show you what I've done. Okay, as you can see, I've adjusted the rocker and now I have a nice even gap at the bottom of the door sill, or top of the door sill, I guess I should say. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just put a few tacks in on the rocker panel to keep that position. It's kind of ass backwards. I'm not quite sure how they did it at the factory, but because of this piece here, there's not too many ways to get the heat channel in and the rocker panel at the same time. So like I did on the last side, I lightly tacked in the rocker. That way I'm able to feed in the heat channel up in a position, and then I can weld that in. It's probably ass backwards, I'm sure, but it seems to work best for what I'm doing. It's either that or I would have to trim off this piece here on both sides. That way the heat channel can slide in position. The rocker panel can slide in over top of it. But I know that's not how they did it at the factory. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and lightly tack it in. Tack it in the back. Light tack there. Tack up front. Then I can adjust my heat channel into position and weld that in. Alright, bring it back. Let it get a little farther. Alright, I got everything tacked in. And again, I apologize for not showing details. It's just one-man show here, and it's hard to lift everything into place and clamp it and tack it. And anyway, this one fits up pretty good. Okay, I'm just gonna have to plug weld along there. Got that tacked in up there. I still need to tack in there and on the inside, but it's in and it fits well. It's New Year's Eve, middle of the day. I went ahead and put the patch panel in for the inner fender well on the passenger side. I got that all tacked in. I still have some welding to do across the top, but that's done. Tomorrow I'll probably move on to the other side and patch that one up. I hope everybody has a good and safe Happy New Year's. Take care.